Good morning, everybody. So today I'm sitting here. I always tend to shoot these from funny little spots, but I've gone for my morning walk and I found a nice little cave kind of to sit in by the beach. It's a good time to really just do a bit of a brain dump and get your mind working. But today I wanted to share, I was chatting to someone the other day and they're like, what do you do? And, I say, I provide exercise classes for mums and pregnant women. But, when I really think about that at a deeper level, and my coach was getting me to think about it the other day, that kind of frustrates me when I say that, because I guess I do so much more than that. And so it got me to really start to think about, what do I do and why do I do what I do and how did I even get here? And so I guess for me it's being that guiding light that can help mums to find their healthiest, happiest, most confident and vibrant self. Yeah, I want to help mums feel alive and amazing and be able to take on life the way they deserve, and to be able to have that energy and goodness to be able to not only look after themselves but to be able to give to their family. And I guess, how did I get there? I didn't wake up suddenly one day and go, that's what I want to do. But I kind of fell into it over the years. So I guess we do fall into things from our history and from our past. And I'll give you a bit of a backstory. So how this whole active mum thing started and how it's grown and developed over the last 11 years. So while I was pregnant with Bailey, my youngest, I'd been teaching in all of the big gyms for a lot of years. So probably about 10 years before I was pregnant with Bailey, I'd been teaching in all of these big gyms. I was a senior trainer. I had a degree. Most fitness trainers would just do their quick course, but I had a degree. I would take on every sort of extra course I could. And there I was, pregnant, teaching to all of these people. And I sustained some pretty big injuries to my body while I was pregnant teaching. And, I was doing everything that I was taught was safe to do while we were pregnant. It was safe to do in the fitness model. So, all we're really taught as a generic fitness trainer, hands everywhere, to do while we're pregnant, or in training people while we're pregnant, is, you need to keep the heart rate under a certain level and, don't get them too hot. But it didn't actually, it doesn't teach us all of the actual intricacies that are involved when someone's pregnant. So anyway, there I am teaching to a lot of people, and I will be a role model for people because I'm this heavily pregnant woman up there teaching. And I sustained some pretty bad pelvic floor issues, really, really bad, significant pelvic pain, and then abdominal separation as well. And so, in this happening, I went to a women's health physio to get help, and she was like, what you're actually doing is, we know it's safe for baby, but it's not actually safe or the best for your body. So I started, then to try and look for a program that I could do as a pregnant woman that was actually going to train my body in the right way to support it through pregnancy, and then I guess to help with labour, etc. And there just wasn't anything at the time. This is 11 years ago now. There wasn't anything that had a cardio element to it. There was some yoga, etc., but there was nothing that actually really built the body in the right way, the way that the physio was teaching me that it needed to be built. So that's where I thought, okay, there's a gap in the market here. And now that I know, as a fitness professional standing up there in front of all these people, now that I know that this way of training isn't actually safe for my body and it's not the best way to train, I was like, right, I have to do something about this. So armed with this knowledge, I couldn't then rest. I couldn't get up in front of those people and teach to 50 people and say, hey, this is what we need to be doing, because it just wasn't. So I then created a program, and I worked really closely with a women's health physio over a lot of years. She worked out of our studio for a long time, so that there was a program there that was specifically designed for pregnant women to train their body in the right way to carry them through the pregnancy, to help them through labour, and then to build their body in the right way so that they're ready to be, so their body's ready for life as a new mum, carrying, holding, feeding a baby. So anyway, I created this program, started teaching it to just a couple of women in a community centre, and it grew quite crazily from there. So that's pregnancy program came about, it came about because I myself, I guess, my body was in pain. It was broken by doing this generic fitness training program, and then I then couldn't rest knowing that other women would be damaged doing the same thing. That's how it came about. I then had my baby and started. I was still teaching then at the big gyms, as well as having my pregnancy program going, and I'd pop baby in creche, and while I was teaching, I'd have that mum guilt of leaving my baby in the creche, but also they wouldn't change his nappy, so I'd come back from class and have a nappy rash. And I'm still standing up there teaching this program. At the time, I remember I was teaching this program called CORE, and I was 4 months postpartum, and I sustained a really, really, really bad back injury. Really bad, really horrific, to the point where I couldn't even lift my baby. Again, back to the physio, and she's like, "Hey, you're doing these things, these exercises that your body's just not ready to do. You've just grown a baby, for goodness sake. Your baby's in there for almost 10 months, and here you are trying to do these exercises that that just aren't appropriate." So again, that's when I was like, okay, right, well, I need, again, more education. I need to understand what is going on with the female body after she has a baby. And, that's where I've dedicated the last 10 years, is going, okay, the body changes so significantly while we're pregnant. And then we, people think, I guess, fitness industry, media, woman has baby, she then doesn't need to change or adapt in any way that she trains. But that's actually really incorrect, is that woman is postnatal for the rest of her life. Her body is never the same internally after she's had that baby, and we need to train accordingly. So that's, I guess, was the next part of how Active Mum evolved, was a program that really helped women to rebuild themselves post-birth. They might have had that baby 6 weeks ago, they might have had that baby a year ago, they might have had that baby 10 years ago. The body still needs to be trained in the right way to make sure it has longevity, because we see things happening like, I've seen women with horrific pelvic floor trouble, with prolapse. I had one poor mum, just 30 years old, 3 children, prolapse, such a bad prolapse. She would cry herself to sleep every night because she couldn't run around with her family. She couldn't do all the things she pictured herself doing as a mother, because her body now wasn't functioning as it should be. And for me, I hear those stories and it breaks my heart, because I know that we can help those women, and I guess that's the other part of the business that we do, is that rehab side, and getting a woman's body back to full function, and I guess teaching women that they need to look after their body in the right way and train in the right way and look after their womanly bits so that they have longevity for the rest of their life. So that's the rehab side of it, I guess. And then as the business grew through the years, we had pregnant women, we had mums with newer babies. Those children, babies started to get older, and women would sort of come and go through the program, and I'd meet so many different mums along the way. And it really then became also about you might have a woman that comes in, I can think of it, a woman that came in and she was so, and it's happened to quite a few women, they're in a state of depression. They've had to go off to a special hospital to help get looked after, and then they come back to us, and we can help them. And I guess, I remember one woman just taking her under my wing and saying, you don't even need to come in and do a class. I just want you to come in and hang out with us. Just hang out with us, hang around with the other mums. And she might come in, it might just be for 10 minutes a day. She'd drop in, have a chat, and it was enough just to start to lift her up. And gradually I'd like, okay, come and do a class and I'll participate in it with you as a friend, yeah? And then just watching that woman start to gain the confidence to come in and do a class on her own, yeah? And just to feel those warm arms wrapped around her, and then to watch her grow and her mental states shift, and for her her whole world to pick up and change. That's also what we do, I guess. So there's the lady with prolapse. There might be the mum who I remember one lady, she said, I just had this moment. I was at the shops and I was trying on outfits. I've got my brother's wedding coming up, and I just looked at myself in the mirror, and the whole thought of trying on these outfits was just stressing me out. I felt the anxiety rise. I stood there in the change room and I cried. And she said, and I don't want to feel like that anymore. And I could feel her pain. I could hear that pain. To understand where she is at, and then to go, okay, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make a plan to get you feeling better. And I guess that's what it really is about. Is that I have this way of talking to the mums, whether they're pregnant, whether they're a new mum, whether they're a mum whose children are 10 years old. This way of talking to them, understanding where they're at, understanding what's got them to where they are now, and then making a way forward together to really hold their hand and to bring them back to feeling like their healthiest, most amazing and confident self. Because when we can do that, that's when we really change lives. And I guess so when someone asks what I do, and I just say, I teach exercise classes to mums and pregnant women, it's not what we do. I feel like that I'm the guiding light, this energy that scoops them up and helps them and guides them to be their most healthy, amazing and confident self. Because I know in myself when I feel good, when I am moving my body in the right way, whether it be I've had an injury, I've sustained an injury, and just rehabilitating that and getting back on my feet, or whether it's just getting out for a walk because my mental health is just feeling blur, whether it is just eating good food, getting enough sleep. The other thing is just calling out the mum crap. So many of us live behind this facade that mums, it has to be a perfect mum world. But in meeting so many mums, I've chatted to well over 10,000 mums now over the last 10 years, and just calling out the crap, and I guess opening up that conversation for mums where they might go, hey, I'm really struggling. This morning I yelled at the kids, or I let the baby drink out of the cat bowl because I just couldn't be, I just needed 5 minutes extra to chop some carrots, or whatever. There's just being able to call out and go, what? I've spoken to a lot of mums, and a lot of people are struggling with the same thing. For the mum to go, oh, when I do that, I actually wet my pants, I actually leak. And for me to be able to have a conversation and go, what? So do a lot of mums, and there's something we can do about it. But because we live behind this facade, we live behind this facade of not being able to talk about what's going on, then we can't get any help with it, yeah? Or we see this Facebook world that everybody lives in, and the mums feel the pressure to be this certain way, to have this certain look, but it's crap. We need to, as mums, be vulnerable, be opened, and let people know, A, that we're struggling, B, that our pelvic floor is in dysfunction, C, that we're feeling yucky in our body, whatever it is, call it out, and then other mums can relate to that, and together we can say, it's not all this fluff and flowers and roses that the media portrays or that Facebook portrays. We're real mums in a real world. We need to eat real food, do doable exercise, and have real, frank, raw conversations, so that then we can come together, we can lift each other up. And that's the other part of what I do, what we do at Active Mum, is cutting through the crap and calling out that, hey, we're actually real mums in a real world. There's no judgment. We're here to lift each other up, and then again, that's how we can get the help that we need to feel better. So I guess that was my big rant today about what I do, because it was niggling at me when I say, what do you do? I just teach exercise classes to pregnant women and mums. No, there's so much more behind it. It's about that mindset piece. It's about helping women to feel good and to believe in themselves, because at a lot of points in life, everything does seem so unmanageable and overwhelming, but I guess have that innate way of letting you feel like those warm arms are wrapped around you, and getting just a doable, realistic action plan in mum life, to help you through and to help you and to pick you up and get you feeling good and get you feeling like your amazing self. Because I know in me, when I am doing, when I feel good, when I feel alive, I'm a better human, I'm a better mother, I'm a better business owner, I'm a better family member, I'm just an all-round better person when I'm feeling good. So if I can give that to everyone and to other mums in the world, then that's my way of changing this world one day at a time, because I really do. I hate seeing people in pain, emotional pain, physical pain, and I want everybody to feel as good as they can possibly feel. So anyway, if this video resonated with you, if you could relate to that, any of that mum stuff from being pregnant right through that whole motherhood journey, pop a comment in below, even send me a PM. I get a lot of direct messages. Some people don't like to put it in the comments, so reach out, let me know what resonated with you. If there's someone else that needs to hear this video, then share it with them. But have a great day, and yeah, that's me, the guiding light to help mums feeling like their most healthy, awesome, confident and amazing self. Take care and have a great day.